Okay, so let's review today's setups that played out on EURUSD. We will start with the economic calendar, where we can see that we are allowed to trade today because we have red folder news on today's day. And then let's firstly go through with the London session trade that was there. That was the ICT silver bullet. Okay, so firstly, we can see that right here we have this daily fair value right here, which is still an impactful. As you can see, it reacted here, so it might react from here just like it did. And in terms of that, I was bullish on the day because we have the weekly fair value gap above. So if we reach into it and drop lower, we can go ahead and sell. But that's for the NY session. Firstly, we can look at the, so this one, we are in the daily fair value gap, which means we could get a reaction lower. Then we can drop to the 4 hour, and here we can see that we have this swing high right here, which is also the 1 hour swing high, and all of these relative equal highs. So what can we expect after these relative equal highs get swept? We can expect down movement. Okay, so let's drop to 15 minute. So this is 3 to 4, we can mark that out as we did, and then we have this buy side liquidity pool right there, all of these relative equal highs. And then once that has happened, you can maybe target, for example, 50% of the 50-minute fair value gap or something like that. We are just gonna mark it out like this, and we can drop into the 1 minute, for example, and here we can see what has happened. We can see that price after the sweep of liquidity right here created a break of structure right here and left this huge M1 fair value gap, which can be used as an entry right here, and the stop can be put right here, let's say 4 pips. Okay, and then you can target this for a 1 to 2, the beginning of the fair value gap, or you can target 50% of it, or you can target the close of it right here. So each of those targets is valid. I would go with this one because I like 1 to 2 trades. And yeah, that's basically it for this trade. It was pretty simple. As I've seen in the last few weeks that EU is presenting pretty nice and clean setups on London session in terms of the silver bullet. So that's about it. We can now go ahead and look at the NY session right here. I don't know why that was marked, but as you can see, we reached higher into the fair value gap and we swept this daily buy sell liquidity pool and the last week's high. Okay, not the last week's, but the week prior to the last week. Then we can drop to the 4 hour, and we can see that we can target after this. We don't have anything else to sweep on the left, so we swept everything and we reached the fair value gap, so we can expect price to go lower. Now, what are the targets? Okay, so the target for me was this swing low right here and this 4 hour fair value gap. Okay, so now we can drop into the 1 hour and let's see if there's something. As you can see, nothing can be swept anymore. We only have these sell side liquidity pools, these swing lows. So we can drop to the 15 minute. Now, at the beginning of the session, we've seen that we already swept a key liquidity pool and we reach into a fair value gap. Now, I would have liked to see this happen at 9:30, so sweep and then the setup happens, but it did it earlier. So I was looking for price to create this fair value gap on the 15 minute and use that to target these liquidity pools, or if we sweep this before we and then create the fair value gap, I was looking forward to seeing a buy into the fair value gap. In this case, we left relative equal lows below and we created a fair value gap. So once price entered into the fair value gap right here, you could have easily seen this setup right here. I was looking at it, but I decided to not trade it because it was before 10 o'clock. So my trades usually I only trade after 10 o'clock or 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. was not there yet. It was 9:44 when the entry happened, but it is an A+ setup because we have a hard time for PDRA or the fair value gap. We have a key sweep of liquidity, and then we use another fair value gap, which can also be counted as a sweep of liquidity. we had a energetic break of structure with a fair value gap, and below we have clear drawn liquidity or our targets. So that is why this trade is completely A plus. And you could have targeted, as you can see, all of these, okay, but I did not, because I preferred to target the first target, because these two targets were all of these relative equal lows right here, and they were a key liquidity pool, which is exactly why I targeted that one. Anyways, the trade was okay, but the fact that it happened before 10 is the reason that I did not take it, because my rules state clearly and obviously that I only trade after 10 or 10 a.m., which is completely fine for me to not take this trade, because that is actually a win for me, because I followed my plan. My plan was to not trade before 10 a.m. and I did not trade before 10 a.m. and that's it basically. After 10 a.m. I was looking for a setup off of the fair value gap right here, which did not offer a break of structure here, so I did not enter into anything. And that's basically it for today. We are ending the week minus 1%. That is purely because I lowered the risk on my last trade, which means that I gained 1% instead of 2%. Then I would be break even right now, but I was minus 3% on the whole account, so I had to reduce the risk. For now, we are gonna stay on the 0.5 risk percentage until I'm at the original balance, and that's basically it. We are this month. However it goes. I do not really care that much. I'm just gonna focus on executing my setups because it's December. You cannot expect anything much from it, but since when the January comes and the 2025 comes, we can easily focus on the best setups that will be there, definitely. So yeah, that's basically it for this trade.